Okay, most economists amuse me. They really do. They're like Baptists, about whom we say, where there are two or more gathered, there are at least 7 different opinions. Because almost without fail, when the weekly or monthly economic reports are released, the first line is usually this: economists are surprised by the jobs report. Or this one: economists express surprise at the GDP. Have you noticed that economists who are paid to understand and predict what's going to happen are always surprised? It's like a weatherman who's surprised that it's cold in the winter and hot in the summer. I mean, these are the most surprised people on earth. But economics doesn't have to be that complicated. Here's the deal. If you earn money by work, you probably would like to keep as much of it as possible. Am I right? But the government will, of course, take some of it in the form of taxes, even if they call it a fee. Fair enough for the government to get some funding for things that we really need and that we even want. I mean, let's face it, most of us, really, we want to have fire trucks and police cars and paved roads, and we even want jails to lock up people who threaten our security and our safety. We want there to be schools that'll teach kids to read, write, and learn some skills and citizenship. We believe we need a military to keep us from being overrun or attacked. But while we're willing to make contributions to vital services of the government, most Americans don't believe in the redistribution of their income to those who, instead of working, stayed up late last night playing video games. We just don't. Now, if taxes are high, you have less of the money that you earned, and the government ends up spending it for you, often for things that you don't want to support. When you have less money, that's less that you can spend in stores for clothing, meals, health care, or even for your church or favorite charity. But if taxes are lower, then you can use the money that you get to keep. You can buy a car, a house, send your kids to college or camp, or even take a vacation. Now, if you spend that money, here's what happens. People get jobs making, transporting, or servicing the things that you bought. That's how the economy grows. I mean, some people think we ought to cut the taxes of individuals, but hit companies and corporations real hard with higher taxes. But think about that. Because if you raise taxes on companies and corporations, what do you think those corporations do? Well, let me tell you what they do. They add the cost of the taxes to what they are already charging you for a pair of pants, a loaf of bread, or a new car. See, here's the dirty little secret. Corporations don't really pay taxes. They just collect them for the government. You pay those taxes because they're added to the cost of the products or services that you're buying from them. So I think the best corporate tax rate, I know this will be controversial to some people, but the best honest corporate tax rate would be 0. If it were up to me, we would never pay taxes on anything that we produce, only on what we consume. There would be no tax on our income, savings, capital gains, or inheritance. We'd pay when we bought something instead of when we created something. Now, if there's something that we want more of, what do? We reward it. If there's something we want less of, what do? We punish it. I mean, that's how we raise our kids or train our dogs, isn't it? If your kids do something that you like, you reward them. You get more of that behavior. If they do something that you don't like, you punish them. Well, today we don't punish kids, we consequence them. When I was a kid, we got punished, okay? I never heard the word consequence. I tell people I grew up in an incredible patriotic family. My dad laid on the stripes, I saw stars. It was that kind of patriotism. Here's the deal. If we want more work, more savings, more investment, more responsible stewardship, then we shouldn't punish it by taxing it. And we shouldn't reward irresponsible behavior, because when we do, we get more of what we reward. So think about it. If you make a smart investment and make a profit, we punish your profit with a tax. If you work, we punish you with a tax on your work. If you save money, we punish you with a tax for having done something that we agree is good, which is saving money and putting something back. But if you make a bad investment, you get to write it off. We reward you for it. If you don't work, we give you free government benefits. And if you spend all your money, but your neighbor saves his for his children and grandchildren, we punish him by taxing him when he tries to give it to his family. Economists are always surprised. You know what? I'm surprised that more people don't realize how dumb our tax system is. That's what I'm surprised by.